Hello everybody and welcome back to my reviews of the movies. So this is the reviews of my favourites kind of movies, and this one is one of my absolute favourites. It's 1986, The Hitcher. And what a movie it is. So let's discuss The Hitcher. So it was a movie starring C. Thomas Howell and Rutger Hauer as the main characters. It's a good movie. It's one of my personal favourite movies, and it's my favourite genre of movie or type of movie. It's a thriller, but it's also a road movie. Now, what I mean by road movies is it's a movie that's on the road, it's moving. I do like those movies, especially the American style of movies where they have those back roads and you're on your own and you're just driving and something happens. And it just takes a turn, whether it's a chase or you're trying to hide. Or I do like road movies, and The Hitcher of 1986 is definitely one of the best. Obviously, it's got some absolute brilliant scenes in this. It was filmed around California and Texas, I believe, and it had a very small cast, but a very powerful cast. So it had Rutger Hauer, who's no longer with us anymore. But Rutger Hauer was brilliant. He always played a very, very, very good bad guy. I liked him in Blade Runner. Even though in the end of Blade Runner, he didn't really turn out to be that much of a bad guy. But in Blade Runner, his character was quite mystic, wasn't it? And I like his mysticism. He plays a good sort of mystic character, which I like about him. He's got that good acting skill. We had C. Thomas Howell, who played a brilliant part as Jim Halsey, who's like the he's kind of the lead character in this, really, and I'll explain a bit more about him in a little while. Jennifer Jason Leigh was very good as Nash. I thought she was very good. Glamorous young lady, she's very cool actress as well. Jeffrey DeMunn was in this. He was a very good actor. He was from The Blob. You know, he'd done bits in The Blob, The Green Mile. He was in an episode of the X-Files movie. He'd been in Kojak, lots of 80s programmes and stuff like that. He was very, very good. He'd done a lot of 80s TV appearances, as a lot of these people did. Also, Billy Greenbush was a great actor. I remember from like from my childhood. He was also he was in Critters. He appeared in Hill Street Blues. The Incredible Hulk. The A-Team, all these 80s shows that were brilliant, you know, he had a part in them at some point. He turned up, and he plays a police officer in The Hitcher, or sheriff's deputy. So yeah, it's also got Ermin Charmaine, who was Star Trek DS9. He played Quark, didn't he? He was in this as well, so it's great to see him there. And again, this had great soundtrack, really good music again. So music makes the film, doesn't it, sometimes? So yeah, it had a really good soundtrack, especially the opening and the ending. Brilliant soundtracks. But yeah, so what is The Hitcher about? So, guys, if you haven't seen The Hitcher, it's a top-rated movie for me. You know, it's well worth a view. I am going to do spoilers, so if you haven't seen it before, obviously I'll give you the chance to turn out now. So there you go. So if you haven't tuned out now, you're going to get spoilers. So The Hitcher, Never Pick Up Strangers is the name of the game. A stunner of unrelenting tension, interrupted by action, violence and gore, was Empire magazine. Directed by Robert Harmon. So yeah, it was a good movie. So how does it go, The Hitcher? So The Hitcher is what it is. Jim Halsey is doing a ride away, I think he called it, or ride away, something like that. Anyway, it's where somebody orders a car and you drive it to them. So he's driving across states, and he basically needs to get to where he's going. He's got a certain amount of time, obviously, to do it. And he's a young guy, he wants to travel, and he's found a way that he can travel, obviously, and earn money at the same time. So how cool is that? So he does this drive away thing. So obviously he drives there, and then obviously drops the car after the person, and probably gets like a coach back or something, you know, one of these big greyhounds in America or something, you know, which is really cool, aren't they? But yeah, he goes on to do this anyway, and he's on the road, and it's pelting down with rain, and that's when he encounters the hitchhiker. Now, during the movie, you never really establish the Hitcher's true identity. I mean, you get a name of John Ryder, but the police say he's not known to them or anything like that, or so there's a mysticism behind who this character is, and that mysticism is he real? Could it all be in Jim Halsey's mind? I mean, but there's so much that goes on in this movie that says it isn't. But, you know, he seems like a mystic character, because during the movie, he just pitches up out of nowhere, like he's a ghost or something, like he's a spirit. But it's like Haunting the Highway, you know, Death Valley Driver sort of style of, you know, killer. So anyway, he picks him up, the goodness of his heart, and he tells him his car's broke down. Now obviously the first warning is that when he drives past the vehicle where he supposedly broke down from, he won't let him stop or look at it. He ends up pushing his leg down on the accelerator, and he sort of panics, what are you doing, sort of thing. And that's when he starts acting very odd, this Hitcher character, John Ryder. He then becomes quite menacing, to the point where Jim Halsey tells him to leave the car. Now, Jim Halsey is obviously he's just a young lad. He's quite a soft young lad. He appears to play a soft young lad who's got no venom about him. Who's just a normal young lad who wants to experience life. And he tries to tell the Hitcher to leave his car, to get out, because his behaviour's odd. However, this Hitcher refuses to get out, which puts him in a horrible situation, because he's now suffering fear. And being a non-conflicting type of person, that fear is going to take a toll on you. So he then manages to get the Hitcher out of the car with a surprise move, which he then gets his confidence as a person, drives off into the leaving him on the road, drives off, praising himself, thinks that he's got away. But that is just the beginning of his nightmare, because the Hitcher then just pursues him throughout this movie in different ways, using vehicles, killing people. He's obviously a serial killer on the road, total carnage. But everything he does, he makes it look like Jim Halsey is doing it. So even the police start to pursue Jim Halsey in the end. He becomes an outlaw. The only person who will believe him is the girl called Nash, who plays by Jennifer Jason Leigh, and she's a brilliant actress in that. She really plays a great part, because she's the only one that will believe him. Because his story is so unbelievable, but things keep happening to it throughout this movie. Unravelling, murders where he's there, murders where everywhere he goes, someone gets taken out, cop killings. He even gets brought in on cop killings, which is like, you know, in America you ain't got a chance, have you? If you're a cop killer, they're gonna put everything into it to hunt you down, aren't they? You know, so he's a cop killer now because of things that happen in the movie. You know, and he ends up, like I say, he ends up getting pursued and pursued and pursued. And there's a scene, a horrific scene, where they finally capture Ryder, but not before he kills Nash. And the way he kills her is a horrendous scene. He ties her legs to a trailer truck, and then ties her arms to the actual truck body and starts driving, pulling her And throughout the movie, it's very odd. He keeps asking Jim Halsey to kill him, to take his life. There's a couple of scenes where Jim Halsey has the chance to take his life, but doesn't. Because Jim Halsey's not a killer. And it's a weird relationship forming between Jim Halsey and John Ryder that is going to end in one of their lives ending, because it ends with like fighting, because at the end of the day he's a killer, like Ryder's a killer, and he finds no problem in killing people. He's obviously a serial killer on the highway, even though he's strangely not known to the police, because when they finally capture him, they say his prints aren't on record. No one knows who he is. And this is the mystery surrounding Ryder as a character. As in, was he a ghost? What was he real? You know, did any of this really happen? Was this all in Halsey's head? Was Halsey actually the killer all along? And it just, you know, there's a lot of questions in this movie. But the ending, it accumulates to, like I say, this Nash getting killed, she gets viciously murdered, and they finally then catch Ryder. And all the police officers, you know, the police captain, Captain Astridge, who was played by Jeffrey DeMann, is explaining to Halsey that he doesn't know who this guy is. They have no idea who this guy is. He's on no databases. But he's killed tons of cops. He's killed tons of people. He's caused absolute carnage in this movie. He even brought down a helicopter. You know, a police helicopter. All the while, Halsey is just trying to get away. He's trying to get away. And it accumulates to a showdown at the end. Because there's a very weird scene where Halsey goes in to talk to him. Because he said he seems to only want to communicate with this kid. And when he goes in, Halsey just spits on his face out of anger. And you see a scene where, it's a great scene with Rutger Hauer, where he rubs the spit off his face and plays with it on his fingers, and he's smiling to himself. Like he's finally, I think he's finally come to the conclusion that Halsey hates him enough to kill him. And he still needs him to kill him somehow. And only Halsey is the one that's going to kill him. So it's really weird how their relationship forms. For some reason, he's pursuing Halsey. He will either kill him or he will kill him. It's as simple as that. And John Ryder isn't going to stop until Halsey takes his life. Or he takes Halsey's life and starts again, I guess. I don't know. It's a really weird relationship that forms as like a bond. Even the point that Captain Astridge actually points that out to him. I don't know what's going on with you two. Because he says to him, there's something weird going on. So, yeah. So at the end of it, it accumulates to a showdown. Where John Ryder, being transported to prison, stages a breakout, and Halsey then actually attacks the police, steals a police vehicle, and goes to break him out, to kill him. It's almost like they've met in the middle now. They've realised that the showdown has to happen. And that is the great point of this movie. And there's something about it that's mystical. Because when they finally turn up, it's almost like Ryder says to Halsey, now you've got to kill me. Now you've got to do it. I'm going to make you kill me. I'm going to make you a killer. And that's how it ends. You know, Halsey uses a riot shotgun to just, he gets pumped full of lead, you know, in the end. Because Ryder's got the shotgun, the riot gun, and Halsey's got the Captain Astridge's sort of revolver. And it's really weird. It's almost like John Ryder just gives up and lets him shoot him. And that's how it ends. It's just Halsey alone on the highway with the dead body of Ryder. And you never really get a definitive answer. But that's the mysticism of the film. And Like I say, I just like the way The Hitcher was made. It was just one of those movies you can watch it again and again and again. It's such a great movie. It's so psychologically scary. And Rutger Hauer, you know, hats off to that man, you know, bless him. He played such a good part in this. And like I say, the scene at the end with the spit was the scene where I think Ryder's realised that Halsey is ready to take the challenge. He's finally ready to kill him. Now he just needs to get to be alone with him at some point. And that was what the end of the movie was about. So it was a tense film. It's a thriller. Very good. All on the road. All action. Every time Halsey thinks he's got away or he's doing well, something terrible happens again to drag him back into it. And that's what Ryder's doing all through this movie. You constantly see him doing different things that are making Halsey look bad. So, yeah, the film is great, guys. It's well worth a watch, this movie. I like it. The remake, not for me. But yeah, was The Hitcher 2 any good? It was okay. Was it necessary? I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, this movie, The Hitcher of 1986, is one of the best road movies out there. Yeah, this one, Near Dark, Jewel, even Jeepers Creepers to an extent. They're all good, pretty good road movies. You know, I like to say movies that are on the road. So guys, when you're on the road at night and you're driving along on your own, don't pick up a hitchhiker, because this might happen to you. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.